Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program, and welcome back to me to my Let's Plays of various games and such, because it's been a little bit. It's been probably 4 weeks, I think, which is, a month or so since I last put up a video, and even then those videos that I was putting up were, they were not a lot of thought, and I don't want to say that. They were, more casual games, I guess, and checking out some other games. Whereas Kerbal Space Program, of course everyone may know, is where I got my start playing Let's Plays anyway. A little bit more of where I am comfortable, and I haven't really played it a whole lot. Like version 0.20, 0.20, sorry, I had a little bit on the go. I had Jeb Lost in Space, I had a moon landing, I believe, and not much else. So I really didn't get a chance to play version 0.20 much. And lo and behold, as I was on vacation last week, version 0.21 came out, and I've been playing a little bit with it. I've come up with a ship that I believe can get us to check out some... one flight in progress, eh? Don't know about that. I was playing around a little bit with this flight controls and things like that, checking out the new SAS built into the pods and things like that. So that might be what the flight in progress is. I did crash into a mountain, so I may have killed some Kerbals. But let's check out the, that's the tracking station. Astronaut Complex is new. Have we? Nope. Maybe we didn't. Oh, Jebediah Kerman, he's assigned to something. I did hire some new Kerbals. We've got an incredibly stupid and non-courageous person, courageous but not stupid, Dunman, so he's going to be pretty awesome. Poor Bill. Not so mid-courageous, high stupidity. Bob's not very courageous or stupid. We have Barry Kerman, not courageous at all, and a little bit stupid. So there'll be some fun ones. Thombart might be a good one. Let's hire him. We like the high courage, low stupidity. These are the guys that would be actually hired by NASA in the real world. Anyway, so that's new to this. They can finally you can start assigning your Kerbals and things like that. The tracking station still remains. They've changed some things here. Everything looks different. So anyway, I made a ship in my testing little scenario, and we can check it out. Red Pine 2. Red Pine 1 was kind of a demo model, I guess, and Red Pine 2, I made it so that this is a more recoverable stage. Put some docking ports and things on various bits and control and so forth, so it can hopefully fly back on its own power. So yeah, we have kind of a landing sky crane kind of idea on a rover, nuclear powered rover. We'll take it and check out the new craters on the moon is, I believe, going to be my goal. So we've got some boosters, of course, and fairly standard setup. I've got the if you can see here, so what's that engine called? It's the new one. I like it. Rockomax Skipper. So I've got the Skipper in there. Unfortunately, at that phase when it kicks in, thrust to weight ratio is 0.70, so it's not very high. It's similar to the Space Shuttle, where once the solid rocket boosters dropped off, the 3 main engines didn't have a thrust to weight ratio greater than 1 at that point. So, and then they get up to a thrust to weight ratio of 3 by the end. So it's similar here. Takes a while, and it does get up over 1. So I have to fly this a little carefully to get to orbit. It's not just a thrust and forget kind of flight. I think everything's set up for these stagings. Got one little nose pod there. Trying out some new things. I've got the SAS kind of, what else is it? What can I say? The inline reaction wheel instead of the whatever it used to be called. So everything's got its own torque now. So you can see pitch torque is 5, yaw 5, roll 5 for torque for these ones. This bigger one's got 15, so 3 times the torque, 3 times the crew capacity too. And everything's kind of else is in between in various places. I've got MechJeb on, of course, the latest version of that. This thing's got no torque. So the unmanned ones don't have a whole lot of torque. So I mean, this has got a little bit. This thing's got the torque of 1.5, but I've also got RCS on there, and I've got RCS on the main ship as well. So, do I have an RCS tank on the main ship? I do. Good. I've got landing legs that I think should work, although I've put docking clamps on in the meantime, so there might be some height problems. Who knows? Anyway, I think we're ready to go. let's take the red pine and head to the launch pad. Okay, I didn't assign the crew. I forgot about that. I'm gonna try to get going before this thing shakes itself to pieces. Bob, Bill, and Alsby, I guess. So, without further ado, to the moon, hopefully, in 3, 2. Oh crap! Aboard! Aboard! Holy crap! They survived. They not only survived, but the vehicle survived. Oops. Well, there goes that. It's not going to have any power, is it? It's lost its thermal generators. Yeah, so I think I better put the strutty type things on there. So one thing you can do now is revert the flight. You can revert to a launch vehicle assembly building. It's kind of cheating. You wouldn't really want to do this if you're trying to play like no kill and things like that, but everyone survived, so I'm going to head back in here. The abort system on this thing is not very foolproof. What I should do, no, it doesn't really matter. This thing doesn't have a thrust weight ratio of more than 1 either. It's less than half, in fact. But it's more than enough for the moon, or Minmus if we choose to go there. So my abort sequence. Oh yeah, no, I've changed it so it used to have docking things here, so let's check out the abort now. Decouples, what? Up here. I wonder if I can undock there. And that should work. And I think 9 then is toggle the separatrons. That could work. 10 is the parachute. Yeah, it's semi good. I'm gonna add to custom 4. I'm gonna add, this is my toggle panels. I forgot to add the panels there. So we'll do that. Save. Should we save Bob and Bill? Nah, let's figure they'll be okay, and we'll add in these things. Let's get a number of them on, and where are they going to be? Down here. There. That should be a little better. Looks much more stable. Barely moving at all. Okay. So we'll go about half thrust, and we'll have to throttle down, or else the first set of tanks here will run out of fuel before the solid rocket boosters do. So anyway, is there much to talk about on the way to orbit? I don't know. It's going to be a pretty standard orbit insertion, relatively, if all goes to plan. So otherwise, I am going to just fly it quiet, and I'll bring you back in when we get close to orbit. In 3, 2. So I guess this is a good time to come back in. It's a long burn on this last tank. That's a fairly efficient engine, the Skipper. Again, thrust to weight ratio is only at 0.76 right now though, but we're going to get somewhere around 1,090 more meters a second. So just got to really watch the time to apoapsis here. If it drops down too quickly, you don't want to pass apoapsis is one major thing. So I'm kind of watching the angle down here as well. It's got to stay up a little bit, so I'm kind of keeping. Normally you'd want to be pointing right at this, but I kind of gotta keep it pointed up. I do want this to keep dropping though, so I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on it. I need to keep coming down. I don't want it to go back up, but I don't want it to come down too fast. So these are some of the the things. Oh, and also my apoapsis. I've come up a little too sharply. So actually I might bank down a little bit more. I don't want to go too high. I'll just kind of keep coming it down here. 75. Shoot. Let's go 0. No, this isn't going to work. So I gotta watch that time to apoapsis. It's gonna drop rapidly now. This was not a good orbital ascent, I guess. Came up a little too sharp. I'm gonna end up a little higher than I want to be. But that's okay. So the thrust to weight ratio is almost 1 now. Once it's at 1, it'll be a little more responsive. We'll look at things on the map here too. Oh, that's the thing that I have. I think I have a plane on the runway. So how fast is this coming down? It's coming down a little rapidly still. That slows it down, eh? The apoapsis is still under 80, so I'm not too concerned about this. I like to kind of 75 to 80 is my ideal range. Take maximum use of the O-berth effect. Alright, well that was that. Boom. See ya. Alright, apoapsis. Oh, I've passed it, haven't I? Well, I might be able to bring it back. Bring it back out in front here a little. There we go, it's back out front. Still going up. Prograde. The other thing you can do is just throttle down a little bit. Oh, and there's a train. So I do want it dropping a little, but oh, now it's coming back up. Yeah, I was hoping to have a little more delta V left in this stage, so this is not the best ascent. On the other hand, my periapsis is now in space, so I'm going to leave it like that. And we have 489 meters a second of... I did put the skipper on here again. I probably should have put like the poodle on maybe or something. I don't know. Anyway, this is going to get us most of the way to the moon, and then I will bring it back to Kerbin under its RCS power, hopefully. Now, where is that moon? It's right up top, so we're going to have to do pretty much a whole orbit. We'll get solar panels out. Even though I think the nuclear RTGs here are providing a good little bit of power extra. But I know these use power, the reaction wheels, and I think these use more power now too. It doesn't say how much they use here, but anyway, we're fine for power. I've got 2395 of storage. I think this thing stores some, and this stores some, and I've got a battery here, and batteries here on the outside. So, anyway, let's fast forward around to... oh, and I didn't make note of the excellent new terrain that they've got going on here. The mountains are much more exciting. This week's challenge on Reddit actually is to land on the highest peak just west of Kerbin, which would be a fun challenge to do. The mountains over there, I think they're 5 or 6 kilometer peaks. I went and flew over around one and crashed a plane. Anyway, it would definitely be worth checking out some of these mountain ranges. Find out where the biggest mountain ranges are in Kerbin and see. Alright, I'm going to fast forward around to the other side so we can burn for the moon. So the ship turns itself prograde, and we go along for the ride. And I picked the guy who's in charge, so that's no good. Get a nice view there. Very nice. Anyway, I need to be thinking about the moon burn here, because there it is. So let's see how far this 500 some meters a second gets us. Guessing not super far. Whee! I may even leave, 10 meters a second or something like that of fuel in here. Whatever, 25 meters a second. That's 1 second burn we can get out of that. So let's see, what is the correct order here? I need to decouple you. I'm just doing it manually. And now, yeah, okay. These engines can burn for the moon. We'll leave that for the moment. There we go, and it's got its power thing out. I've learned, see? I've learned. And that got us out. Well, a little over 1 million meters, maybe. Let's rapidly fall away. Oh, crap, I've got that stupid piece of debris left there, too. Oh well. It doesn't show debris on this map anymore. I don't know if you can turn that on. I haven't seen how. So that's one thing kind of interesting, I guess, is it might not be as worrisome to leave debris around anymore. It'll show up when you're flying around, I guess, but might not show up around here so easily. Okay, and there we are. We have a good moon encounter, 50 kilometer periaps that I had to use a little bit of RCS to get. I used almost a whole unit of RCS. That's not too bad. Let's see, everything else is set here. Yeah, so let's head for the moon. I guess maybe I'll do a little bit of talking here while we fly over. Let's watch while we fly over our home continent. I just want to say, let's see, things with my daughter. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. One of the reasons been a little busy is that she had a tongue and lip tie that we didn't really diagnose until almost 6 weeks old and had it fixed. The procedure that they do to fix it is called a frenectomy, and we had it done at a dentist office. They have lasers that apparently do it. So that's the little flap that holds your tongue down. It's underneath your tongue. You can see it when you look in your mouth, a little flap of skin. And the same thing in the on your upper lip, a little flap of skin there you can feel when you put your tongue up in there. Anyway, it was too much on her, holding her lip and tongue from fully opening, so she wasn't feeding very well. And so we got that fixed. Now she's feeding much better, and she's gaining weight better. She wasn't gaining as much weight as they wanted her to be. And anyway, everything's fine, and it's good news, and we're happy. So that's one of the reasons why I have not been making videos. It's been a little tiring. She kind of was constantly feeding and not getting enough food and constantly fussing. We just thought that was normal. We didn't really know any better until we started to think, okay, this can't be normal anymore, and looked into it. Anyway, what else do I want to talk about? Other games I've been playing when I do get a little bit of time. I haven't had the energy really to record Let's Plays and edit and such like that. So, but I have had a little bit of gaming time, and I've been playing Cube World a little bit. It's been it's pretty fun. It's got a lot of potential. It hits my random number generator buttons correctly. Always kind of out, oh, can I get a slightly better weapon? Things like that. I find the leveling levels a little quick at the beginning, so you've got a power 5 weapon that you really like, and half an hour later you're kind of power 25 or something like that, and it's like, well, then you have to try to be doing these missions, grinding these missions to get enough platinum coins to bring your old weapons up to the new level. And anyway, it's fun. There's some things that need to be fixed, but it's very early alpha, but it's very solid for a very early alpha, so that's one good thing. I've been playing Card Hunter as well. I'm in the open beta for that. Is it open beta now? Might just be a closed beta that I got invited into, and it's a lot of fun. I'd like to record a little bit of video of that for sure. It's It also hits my random number generator buttons not quite as well as Cube World maybe, but it's got a lot more kind of tactics and strategy. It's very much like a D&D game. Anyway, someday I'll show that as well. Yeah, so we leave Kerbin behind. And I believe we're more than 100 kilometers away from the other ship. Gotta watch when it gets to its peak. I'm gonna try to bring it back. So let's watch for that now. I can't see its apoaps and periaps here. But I guess if I watch its altitude, when it starts to slow down, maybe. Or I could just switch to it. Can I switch to it out here? Switch to. Oh, that seems. I don't know if that got fixed or something. That seems easier. There's that stupid. I don't know. I gotta figure out a better way to. I guess I could have just used 2 docking clamps, eh? No. Not really, because then I would have a docking clamp stuck to the bottom of my rover there. So anyway, I needed maybe a slightly better setup there. But let's see, we're a little bit away from the apoaps. Still 4 minutes. Okay. Give ourselves a minute to turn to the correct direction. We need to be... Oh, we're retrograde. That's fixed. And I like that you can... I love that everything's got an SAS, and it allows you to hit random controls, and it'll unlock the SAS from. So if I want to roll or yaw, it unlocks the SAS from that, but holds these two at the meantime. I think it's really nice for space planes and things. Okay, it's very dark here. Sorry about that. Where the heck is Kerbin? There it is. Let's fire off the remainder of our fuel. Get a little bit of a delta V out of that. Well, look at the G-forces. That was high. Oh, crap. That might actually be too much. I didn't realize. Didn't realize. Well, let's go prograde then. Not going to waste the RCS. I'm going to use the reaction wheels on this when I turn prograde. And yeah, so you can see I've got it off and it's pitching back. See, I let go of the key and it pitches back to try to stabilize. It's great. I love the new SAS. So glad they finally kind of spent some time on that. And now you can also use your RCS once this kind of stabilizes a little bit. Just kind of try to stabilize it there. Okay. You can use the RCS and you can see the RCS is on and it's not puffing out like it used to. How are we doing for power? I just lost a little bit. Okay, so if I thrust this way, it will slowly be bringing this back out. I don't know if it's going to bring it out enough. This isn't exactly what we want to be watching either while this is supposed to be a moon mission, but let's see if I just speed up time and then do this. I mean, I might as well use up all the RCS fuel. I don't need it for anything else. Kind of whoa. Do this in high speed. Waste a little RCS fuel doing that. Just bringing it back out. It may bring it back out a little. Don't want to do too much, of course. Oh yeah, we may actually recover this here, and so it's not a screaming re-entry. Look at that. Nice. So I think around 30 kilometers, though, should be enough. Okay, look, that was rather close. Fairly accurate, and there's even some left. So, meanwhile, the ship continues on its course to the moon. Everything should be fine with it. We will bring this in for a re-entry. Oop. Don't think they'll have their... No, they're not going to have an encounter. Okay, we're in the atmosphere here. Let's turn this ship retrograde. Turn off RCS. Let's see how well... I think this thing's going to scream a little bit coming back in. We'll toggle the panels, Because of course this is reusable. Are we chase? We are chase. Let's rotate around this way. Just because I like this angle better, and I gotta get some screenshots too. This is not a good screenshot. I can't even remember the screenshot button. There we go. Whew, it's been a while. Okay, we'll bring this one home. Although, maybe this isn't the right angle. You wouldn't be bringing it in this way. You'd have a heat shield up here, wouldn't you? Oh well. There, we're gonna get some good... Ooh, interesting. It's pitching. Some aerodynamic forces at play here. I should have tried to bring it down over land more too. We shall see. I don't think so. Starting to get some atmospheric sounds as well. Neat. You can see it's actually pitching. I wonder if it'll tumble out of control or not. Seems to be holding, but... And we are definitely coming down in the water. We'll have to send a ship for recovery. Still got quite a lot of speed. I can see why the Mach, or the re-entry effects are going good here. Do. Still at, oh, I don't know, Mach. What is it, 300 and some meters a second? So, yeah, Mach 4 or so. Pitch is starting to, oh, we are starting to, it's fully pitched one direction, but it's still maintaining, at the moment, the heading. And here goes the Mach effects, or the re-entry effects are dying down. Still at Mach 2 or so, at least, maybe 3. Guess I could turn off SAS and see how it tumbles. It's not so bad. Oh, it just wants to go retrograde, which is nice. Will be good for the parachute. 2 parachutes. Oh, good. We may actually not lose this engine. I have some RCS left too to... There we go. We'll just warp it a little ahead here. Cut that rather close. Alright, and can this engine survive a hit into the water at 10 meters a second? Don't know. Let's get the RCS back on. Not slowing it down very much. It did survive. Very nice. So we can recover that. Can I end its flight? No. It seems like no. Why can't I revert? No, I can't revert flight. That's interesting. I wonder if it's going to be stuck there. Something I didn't think about. Angles are weird. Courageous but not stupid. Dunman, so he's going to be pretty awesome. Poor Bill. Not so mid courageous, high stupidity. Bob's not very courageous or stupid. We have Barry Kerman, not courageous at all, and a little bit stupid. So there'll be some fun ones. Thombart might be a good one. Let's hire him. We like the high courage, low stupidity. Kind of, these are the guys that would be actually hired by NASA in the real world. Anyway, so that's that's new to this. They can finally you can start assigning your Kerbals and things like that. The tracking station still remains. They've changed some things here. Everything looks different. So anyway, I made a ship in my testing little scenario, and we can check it out. Red Pine 2. Red Pine 1 didn't get a chance to play version 0.20 much. And lo and behold, as I was on vacation last week, version 0.21 came out, and I've been playing a little bit with it. I've come up with a ship that I believe can get us to check out some... oh, one flight in progress, eh? Don't know about that. I was playing around a little bit with this flight controls and things like that, checking out the new SAS built into the pods and things like that. So that might be what the flight in progress is. I did crash into a mountain, so I may have killed some Kerbals. But let's check out the, that's the tracking station. Astronaut Complex is new. Have we? Nope. Maybe we didn't. Oh, Jebediah Kerman, he's assigned to something. I did hire some new Kerbals. We've got an incredibly stupid and non-courageous person. Unfortunately, at that phase, when it kicks in, thrust-to-weight ratio is 0.70, so it's not very high. It's similar to the Space Shuttle, where once the solid rocket boosters dropped off, the three main engines didn't have a thrust-to-weight ratio greater than 1 at that point. So, and then they get up to a thrust-to-weight ratio of 3 by the end. So it's similar here. It takes a while, and it does get up over 1. So I have to fly this a little carefully to get to orbit. It's not just a thrust and forget kind of flight. I think everything's set up for these stagings. Got one little nose pod there. Trying out some new things. We've got the SAS kind of, what else is it? What can I say? The inline reaction wheel instead of the whatever it used to be called. So kind of a demo model, I guess. And Red Pine 2, I made it so that this is a more recoverable stage. Put some docking ports and things on various bits and control and so forth, so it can hopefully fly back on its own power. So yeah, we have kind of a landing sky crane kind of idea on a rover, nuclear powered rover. We'll take it and check out the new craters on the moon is, I believe, going to be my goal. So we've got some boosters, of course, and fairly standard setup. I've got the if you can see here, so what's that engine called? It's the new one. I like it. Rockomax Skipper. So I've got the Skipper in there. Hello, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program, and welcome back to me to my Let's Plays of various games and such, because it's been a little bit. It's been probably 4 weeks, I think, which is, yeah, a month or so since I last put up a video, and even then those videos that I was putting up were, you know, they were not a lot of thought, and I don't want to say that. They were, you know, more casual games, I guess, and checking out some other games. Whereas Kerbal Space Program, of course, everyone may know, is where I got my start playing Let's Plays anyway. A little bit more of where I am comfortable, and I haven't really played it a whole lot. Like version 0.20, 0.20, sorry, I had a little bit on the go. I had Jeb lost in space. I had a moon landing, I believe, and not much else. So I really